We may be on the brink of the unveiling of a new football helmet with a completely new design.
We've changed everything.
We changed everything. The professor there says his helmet is unlike anything being worn on the field today.
And Dan Tilkin is here with the professor's new testing techniques, a design that he claims will cut down on concussions. Dan?
It sure is intriguing, but much of his work is still secret. What you're looking at is the latest and perhaps greatest attempt to simulate the impacts of football players smashing into each other. This is the lab where Professor Dean Sicking does his research for the University of Alabama, Birmingham. He says the current safety standards for helmets and how they're built are flawed.
The standards are not designed to prevent or control or limit concussions. The standards were developed to prevent skull fracture. So the standards are doing exactly what they were designed to do. They just don't do much to help to reduce concussions.
In Sicking's lab, they use crash test dummies wired with detectors to measure G-forces on players and account for variables of speed, angle, and weight. He says it's much different than this traditional kind of testing, where helmets are dropped onto immovable pads. This kind of testing is what another researcher turned into a rating system, which we've told you about in recent months.
He took a sow's ear and he tried to make a silk purse out of it by developing the 5-star system. I'm not here to criticize what he did. It was a yeoman's effort to try to fix a very, very broken testing procedure. And now I think we have the capability and the need and the obligation to go far beyond the current testing guidelines.
Dr. Sicking has a resume for innovation. His designs have reshaped guardrails and other roadside barriers throughout the country. And after race car driver Dale Earnhardt died in a crash at the Daytona 500, NASCAR asked the professor to design a safer racetrack. Sicking created a wall that dissipates the deadly forces created by impact. By phone, I asked him if he will do the same thing for football helmets.
We've changed everything. There's nothing similar to current helmets in any way, shape, or form.
Can you tell me what it might look like?
We'll announce that whenever the helmet's ready to go public.
Top secret.
Yeah, more or less.
But I did get one clue out of him.
We're not talking about changing the shell or changing any of the accoutrements of the helmet. We're only talking about changing out the liners.
The professor says his new helmet liner is in the final testing phase. He plans to unveil it early next year and thinks players will be wearing his new design by next season.
And we think that this helmet will make a significant difference.
And his second model will offer helmets tailored to a player's position. For instance, there will be a model that's for wide receivers who are prone to high-speed impacts. There would be one for linemen tuned to absorb more frequent impacts but are less forceful.
Oh, interesting, Dan. And the question comes up, are these going to be more expensive?
Right, I asked him about that. Is this going to be just too much for schools? He says no, only about 4 to 5% more than current helmets.
All right.
And when you compare that to maybe saving some lives,
Exactly.
maybe that's not that much more.